business outlet for someone who's reaching out trying to promote their business and their products and services. Listen, it's all about conversation. It's all about tapping into those who are on the same time and space as you. Everybody don't wake up and sip their coffee the same way when their mind gets fogged by bills, get fogged by the happenings within their life. They get deterred from the path and the plan and the goal. So you gotta wake up early, top of the morning, say woosa and get to it. You know, however the woosa comes for me, that wake means me waking up, showering, then making my salat, praying before I make motion and making plans for the day, because it's very imperative that I win on all aspects. It's not no room for failure in my life. At this point in time, it's go time. So we have a lot of different things that are happening in the world today. We all have to be open-minded to using the sources and resources that are around us. Some of us have the ability to produce networks, produce social systems that are beneficial to the community. We have to be at the table together so that we can fuse all of these skills and all of these abilities as one in one organized motion, so that when the people need assets or need organization or need outlets, we are readily available at all times and on all levels. Can't be for the people and have nothing for the people. Conversation has to transcend from just verbalization to more of a digitalized way. The elders have to be abreast to ways of communicating digitally because times are changing. So digital literacy in there is so much to give an extended intelligence to the people. You know, that extended intelligence is the key to everything, because there are those who are lost on that very journey that you are on, but because you tapped into someone's experience, that extends your intelligence beyond what it typically would be for the day or would be in your life. So take these words, they're very noteworthy, because when you look for progression and look for forward motion and look for activities that conduits for good production and better tomorrows, you have to tap into yourself and look at real life. You know, my teacher taught us to study nature and look at how it responds. So I study the ants and how they colonize. I study the bees, how they move to fertilize. I study nature and I move in accordance. Yes, sir. It's relevant indeed. Yada, I mean, take note. It's hustle 101. Just get up and get to it 101. Just reach the God for real. This life for real. Listen, I'm setting that though. Do this shit now, man. You know, digital office. Place on earth that I couldn't go, stream, be, and turn my environment to useful material for me. See, if I couldn't turn my environment into useful material, then there's no need me to place myself in that environment, because it's unproductive and it doesn't produce as it should. Hey, it's your cousin in the D. Yada, I mean, tap in. Yada, tap in Detroit. Digital literacy. This is a digital lecture. Hey, look, this digital food. Tap in. You know what it is? Extend your life, extend your intelligence. That's the only way to maneuver and navigate through tomorrow. confused. We're gonna hustle, we're gonna get to the money, we're gonna stretch the life out, and we're gonna put principalities where they supposed to be so we can have a good ethical flow of partnering with people, building business, building organization. And yeah, man, I want all the things that made you your grandmama's chili recipe. I want your nana's apple pie recipe. I want all of that at the table because that's the only way that you can build a real tangible working unit that you can tap into. See, today, where the evils have conquered the world and the reliance of tech and these AI systems to generate thought for you places us in the dangerous position of dying as a human race or human. Ramadan is on his way. Savior's Day is on his way. Be ready. Tap in. Detroit, we out here. We're going to be mobile and at it. You know, we're going to keep everything what it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to be. Tap into me. I just left from Franklin Middle School giving a digital lecture on digital literacy, educating the dancercise on how to create content that is very marketable. I utilize my son, Malik Muhammad, always as a tool and showing the examples of how the digital education comes to life, because he's a 9-year-old photographer who takes the opportunity of going out with me and growing himself with a vision. In order for you to take great pictures, you have to have a great vision, a great eye. You know, it becomes an art. And marketable content takes one who can observe the trends and flows of society and then begin to blend it and place it in the oneness. See, when you can place a solidarity on things that don't typically go together or to haven't found the system to merge each other, then you have created a niche. You have created an opportunity where no opportunity typically is. So at that very moment, you better lock in. We go from the bottom of the bottom to the top, man. Talking to charitable organizations, teaching is the whole, it's the all. Teaching, educating. To the educators out there taking the opportunity to reach out to society and elevate their mindset, elevate their thought process, and extend their intelligence so that they can be better humans, better individuals, and just better overall, because the more education that you have on particulars, the more healthier you can live. You know, you have an opportunity there, but when you have little intelligence, ignorance prevails, and out of ignorance we have a lot of the things that we see today that are very prevalent in the world. See, when one takes the ability or takes his intelligence, which is information. See, information is more valuable than gold, silver, and any type of commodity that moves throughout the society today or throughout the world today. So those who know first can go first and establish. When those who come to the Americas to colonize the Americas, they had the know first information. They went back and solicited that information and along with their treasures in which they had found from this new discovered reality. And that exposure drove many to rush to those particular places. You remember when they were talking about Peru these different other areas housing different gold fragments. Man, listen, the Gold Coast is real. This opportunity happened. These are things that were really established when you go looking at the mineral resources. When you get to tapping into the mineral resources, you have to be able to be more from a scientific viewpoint. So, yada I mean, when I step out of my door, I don't look to be just one who gives opportunity where opportunity typically doesn't live through media. I leave my door and proceed through life as a scientist. So, in that regard, or in that, it's a lot, man, because you no longer look at things just for the stereotypical view. You take the time to break it down to the elements, to the atoms, to the neutrons, protons, see what makes it spin. This is a shout out to all of those people who living with disabilities that face a life that is curtailed by pain and silence and holding your tongue. Listen, man, be vocal. There are many ways to assert yourself and be heard. You don't necessarily have to use rage as the tool. Take the opportunity to start investing your thoughts and energy into a useful system that you can one day go back and use this as a reservoir of energy, of reality that you can tap into, that'll move because you're encouraged by what you used to be. You know, the only way that you can grow in life is if you have a realistic contrast. Accountability gives you the contrast to life, so that you can sit back and paint the picture of life from a very transparent reality, man. And that's when you can say assalamu alaikum, buenos dias, kapasu, all of these different other things. Hey, man, you ain't got to worry about none of all that, because life transcends past the neighborhood that you grew in, right? You have to be able to be a universal soldier. You have to be able to be a universal tool. You have to learn how to use your diversity to encourage diversified situation. See, when you become the only one who lives a diverse life or lives through diversity, then when the people look at you, you become a spectacle. It makes it harder for you to be able to maneuver through life and find peace. You have to channel yourself out and find your own self and become a recluse. Hey, listen, light is light. Sun is 4 billion miles away from the planet Earth, but it still sets in motion at the same speed and time as the rest of the planet. We have to use this mathematical reality as understanding that nowhere you are in planet Earth, in the world, that whatever you radiate, your energy, whatever you touch, you can make it grow. So grow your tomorrow. It's your cousin in the yada I mean, I love ya. This is real nice. Really love this. It's dope. It ain't about buying no new car. It's about investing in a new reality. You always have to invest in yourself. Investment comes in buying real estate and things that you can use that don't depreciate and hold value.